Press Conference. We have done our best to prepare an exciting program with a good deal of news, a pinch of suspense, and most importantly, some joy. Joy is an act of resistance. This rallying cry, inspired in the US poet Toy Derricott, has accompanied us in our work throughout the year. In a world full of greed, conflicts, and uncertainties, we have decided to fight back with our meaningful work. This work would not be possible without the amazing support of our partners, sponsors, and friends. We're grateful to all of them for keeping our community thriving. Without further ado, I would like to invite IBBY President Basarat Kazim to deliver her welcome speech. Basarat.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Friends, colleagues, fellow travelers in bringing children and books together, good afternoon. To stand here at the Bologna Children's Book Fair is to stand in a place of extraordinary hope. Thank you, Elena Pasoli and the marvelous BCBF team for this invigorating ambience. Each year, this gathering reminds us of something simple and something profound. That the future of the world is written first in the imaginations of children. And those imaginations are fed by stories. Somewhere in the world today, a child will fall asleep in a makeshift shelter to the sound of bombs. Somewhere else, another child will fall asleep with a book open beside the pillow. The distance between those two children is the distance our work is trying to cross. More than 70 years ago, after a world that had torn itself apart, one remarkable woman understood this with clarity. Yella Lepman had seen war, she had known exile, and she believed that children needed books the way they needed bread. She believed that stories could rebuild bridges that politics had destroyed. And from that belief, IBBY was born. Today, as we gather here, surrounded by beauty, by art, by language, by imagination, it is impossible not to feel both gratitude and unease. Gratitude because never before have there been so many gifted creators for children. And unease because never before have so many children lived under the shadow of violence, displacement, and fear. If Yella Lepman were with us today, she might ask us a difficult question. How is it that after so many decades, children are still paying the highest price for conflicts they never chose? Across continents, the pattern repeats. When adults quarrel, it is children who lose their homes. When nations go to war, it is children who lose their families, their friends, their schools, their libraries, their lives as they knew them. When hatred grows loud, it is children whose childhood becomes small. And one cannot help but wonder whether the grown-ups of the world have forgotten something essential, that the future is not theirs to destroy, it belongs to the children. The Sufi poet Jamaluddin Rumi understood this long ago. He wrote, "Somewhere beyond right and wrong, there is a garden. I will meet you there." Children live naturally in that garden. It is we, the adults, who keep building fences around it. Children do not arrive in this world hating one another. They arrive curious. They want to know, who are you? What is your story? Can we play? And this is where books perform their quiet miracle. A good children's book is one of the few places left in the world where a child can meet another human being without fear. A book places one child gently inside the life of another. A book whispers, "Here too is a human life with dreams and a heart beating just like yours." And in that moment, something shifts. Borders soften, fear loosens its grip. And imagination begins its most radical work, the work of empathy. That is the moment when books become messengers of peace. But let us also be honest. Stories alone cannot stop wars. Picture books cannot silence bombs. And poetry cannot rebuild a destroyed school. And yet, without stories, without imagination, without empathy, none of those things can ever truly be rebuilt. Books prepare the ground where peace might one day grow. They give children language for their fears, courage for their questions, and hope for their futures. Which is why the work and the people gathered here matter so deeply. Every author connecting words to feeling, every illustrator sketching late into the night, every editor searching for a new voice, every translator carrying a story across languages, every librarian placing the right book into the hands of the right child at exactly the right moment. You are enlarging the human conversation. And perhaps quietly, you are helping to repair a world that, especially now, feels out of balance. The world today feels very unwell. Too often, decisions are made far from those who live with their consequences. And it is the most vulnerable, especially children, who pay the highest price. We possess more knowledge than any generation before us, yet we struggle to live together with kindness. We have more ways to communicate, yet we listen less carefully. Children not only see this, they feel it. And yet, children also show us something remarkable: the human capacity to begin again. Give a child a story, and the world opens. Give a child a library, and possibilities multiply. Give a child the freedom to imagine, and you give them the tools to build a future different from the one we have handed them. That, I believe, is the quiet promise of this gathering. Here at the Bologna Children's Book Fair, languages meet without fear, cultures meet without suspicion, stories cross borders with ease. In its own gentle way, this becomes a rehearsal for the kind of world we hope children will inherit. So let us honor Jella Lepman not only by remembering her vision, but by renewing it. Let us ensure that children everywhere, especially those living through conflict and uncertainty, have access to the stories that remind them they are not alone. Let us defend the simple, radical belief that every child deserves books. And let us remember what poets and mystics have always known. Imagination is not an escape from reality. It is one of the most powerful ways to transform it. May the books we see here today travel far. May they find their way into classrooms, libraries, tents, villages and cities, on rickshaws, camels, donkey carts, everything, reaching the children who need them the most. And if even one child somewhere closes a book tonight and feels a little less alone in the world, then the work we do together truly matters. Thank you very much for your time.
Well, it's hard to continue after so much emotion. Thank you very much, Basarat, for these inspiring thoughts. Let's start with a quick tour of our recent news and activities. 2025 brought us many occasions to meet online and in person at our regional conferences and seminars. children's rights, books make a difference, living in harmony on with our planet, hands-on in the hub were among the mottos chosen for these events. And as you see on these pictures taken last August at the Asia-Pacific Regional Conference in Suwon, Korea, the shared energy of our community peaks at these meetings like this one as well. Despite some difficulties, we all have them, we are thriving and growing and standing together as a community. IBBY counts today 84 active sections. We're delighted to announce a new twinning partnership between our sections of Denmark and Laos. We wish them mutually enriching collaboration and thank IBBY Denmark for their solidarity with one of our most recent members. Also, since we last met, we have welcomed new members in Singapore, in Bangladesh, and in Yemen. These three countries are represented in IBBY for the very first time, and we wish them a very warm welcome. Together, we work to foster IBBY's mission around the world with a major goal: guarantee that every child gets the right to become a reader. This is the objective of the IBBY Yamada Fund, established in 2005 with the support from the Yamada Bee Farm in Japan. Grants are distributed yearly as seed money to support a wide range of reading promotion and literacy projects. The 10 projects selected in 2025 covered very diverse needs, from workshops in children's healthcare centers in Argentina to literacy workshops with marginalized communities in Egypt and India, or the establishment of a library in a juvenile detention center in Lebanon, just to mention a few. The full reports of these projects are now available on the IBBY website. They are immense source of inspiration and knowledge for anyone interested in reading promotion. 7 new projects are currently in development in Armenia, the Dominican Republic, Mongolia, Uganda, Lebanon, as well as in several countries of Latin America, altogether collaborating on a regional initiative. The IBBY Yamada Fund has supported over 150 projects since its creation. We are very pleased to announce that IBBY's partnership with the Yamada Bee Farm has been renewed for a 5-year period. So all gratefulness to our generous sponsor. The Yamada Bee Farm runs a fantastic initiative connecting youth from all around the world through a drawing competition on the topic of nature and environment preservation. I invite you to read about the honeybee illustration competition on the IBBY website or via the QR code available here on this slide. For every submission received, a sapling will be planted by the Yamada Bee Farm. In times of crisis, IBBY has been bringing books and comfort to children affected by war, disaster, and displacement, thanks to the initiatives of our sections through the IBBY Children in Crisis Fund. We are appalled by the deterioration in the security of children and the escalation of violence and conflicts around the world today. Our thoughts are with our IBBY sections in Afghanistan, Iran, Jordan, Lebanon, Pakistan, Palestine, and the United Arab Emirates, and across all the region who are living through the epicenter of war. IBBY reiterates its commitment with the UN Convention on the Rights of the Child and condemns the violence being faced by children in conflict today. Access the IBBY website at ibby.ibby.org and read statements released by our IBBY sections in crisis, including statements from our colleagues in Palestine and in Iran. In the past 12 months, we have taken 2 major initiatives have been undertaken as part of the Children in Crisis Fund. In March this year, the intensification of Israeli attacks on Lebanon led to the displacement of hundreds of thousands, many of which children. Just a few days into this new human disaster, IBBY Lebanon coordinated the creation and distribution of creative kits to children. Each kit is packed in a reusable tote bag containing tools for stress relief and emotional expression. The project is ongoing and has received the support of UNESCO and Bookbird. We also appeal to your help and generosity, as new massive displacements have been forced onto the population in the past few days. Earlier last year, IBBY joined forces with the Story Sunbirds and our colleagues in Palestine. This led to a global fundraising campaign in support of the staff member of the IBBY libraries of Gaza, their families, and their surrounding communities. Thanks to your generosity, $17,000 were raised. In January 2026, IBBY Palestine reported that the amount has contributed to help 39 families. In addition, IBBY's work in favor of Palestine in focusing on honoring the voices of Palestinian people through children's literature. An initiative of IBBY United Kingdom led to the creation of a collection of children's books from and about Palestine. An initial selection of 20 books toured at book fairs, was presented here in Bologna and also in China and Mexico. We are now, with the help of IBBY UK, IBBY UK, stand up if you're in the room. IBBY UK? Yeah, IBBY UK, reference points. We're now looking forward to expand this collection with a call for submission open to all. You don't have to be an IBBY section to suggest titles. The details can be found on our website, and we hope that this expanded collection will be presented at our IBBY Congress in Ottawa this August. So if you have good ideas, please be quick in contacting IBBY UK. Cultivating peace and international understanding through books is the ground on which Gela Lepman founded IBBY. As a way to remember her this legacy, we're launching here in Bologna a collaborative activity. Inspiring ourselves in the Japanese custom to fold 1,000 cranes to see a wish granted, we invite you to a daily origami workshop to fold cranes for children in crisis. We welcome you every day between noon and 1 p.m. The material is provided, and we are grateful to our amazing colleagues of IBBY Japan and IBBY Costa Rica, who will be around us to help us folding the cranes. They are real pros. After the fair, the cranes will flock to our Congress in Ottawa. We'll hear more about the Congress very soon, where we will hand them to our colleagues from regions in crisis. Now, speaking of birds, let's move on to our next topic, IBBY's journal Bookbird, for which I invite Valerie Coquelin to tell us about the latest news.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everybody. It's great to be here in Bologna once more, and of course to have the opportunity to tell you about developments at Bookbird. Bookbird, as you know, is the journal of IBBY. This time last year we had begun our search for new editors. We have to do this quite a long time in advance because there's so much work goes into the preparation of Bookbird. And at the end of last year we were delighted to appoint two very well qualified people. We had a lot of applicants, I should say, but two really stood out, and that is Dr. Lorraine Kerslake and Dr. Justina Tribuchhead. Sorry, Justina, I don't think I got you quite right. Anyway, they are here with us in the fair. You will have the opportunity to meet them, and there they are. But of course, we're not saying goodbye to Chris Malalang, who's been our wonderful editor for the past 3 and a bit years, because, as I said, editing Bookbird takes a bit of a while to get going with each issue. So Chris has 3 more issues to produce. The first one for 2026 is available on the IBBY stand in Hall 29, and it's on the interesting topic of crime in children's books. So if you want to see what happens with crime and children, please come to the stand and you can pick up a copy of this really interesting issue. We are also hosting on Wednesday a roundtable in Hall 29, on the also very interesting, very pertinent topic in our world today of censorship and banned books in in terms of children's books. And this is moderated by Chris Malalang, and the panel has been convened by Chris in conjunction with Mark Aronson. So we're very grateful to them for doing this, and I think it will be a fascinating session. This actually is our last issue of 2025, which is the really important issue, special issue that happens every 2 years, listing and writing about all of the Hans Christian Andersen nominees. I know you're waiting in anxious anticipation to hear who the winners are going to be, so if you want to find out more about who the winners are, there will be, if you just come to the stand, and again you can get a copy of this in issue. And coming up later in this year with issues 2 and 3, we have a special issue on the conference in Canada. Canada has a rich children's literature, Indigenous and a more traditional maybe, if that's the right word. And I think this issue, from what I've heard about it, covers a lot of different outlooks on childhood and children's literature and what children read and what they are allowed to read. And then our issue 3 of the year will be a focus on articles on the shortlisted authors and illustrators for the Andersen Award and the 2 winners, whoever they may be. So there will, of course, then be a further issue this year, and then next year we will be starting with Justina and Lorraine's issues of Bookbird. So do come and see us on the stand, and I think that's about all from Bookbird for the moment. But come and see us and find out more if you so wish. Thank you.
Is there anyone from Cyprus in the room? 10 days ago, IBBY and the world celebrated International Children's Book Day, which was sponsored by our colleagues in Cyprus. I will therefore invite them on stage to let us know a little bit about how they've been like crazy busy in the last month. Charalambos Demetriou, Vice President of IBBY Cyprus, welcome.
Thank you, Carolina. Hello, everyone. Good afternoon, IBBY friends from around the world. As you probably know, since 1967, each year an IBBY section has sponsored International Children's Book Day by creating, by creating the message and the poster that travels across the world, reminding us how stories connect, inspire, comfort, and spark a love of reading everywhere. For a small country like ours, this opportunity felt both joyful and deeply meaningful. We poured our hearts into it, from shaping the motto of the day and inviting creators to design the poster and write the message, to developing activities, songs, and artworks for children of all ages. We work with care, dedication, and a great deal of love. Cyprus IBBY is truly honored to be this year's sponsor of International Children's Book Day. It is only the second time in our 52-year history that we have had this privilege. The first was in 1982, when our theme was the book, The Son of Peace. More than 40 years later, that message still feels painfully relevant and perhaps more necessary than ever. This year brought something new and beautiful. For the first time, both the message and the image were chosen by children through a process approved by IBBY's Executive Committee, of course. Following a procedure that ensured both quality and anonymity, with the identities of the artists revealed only after the voting had concluded, children from 19 different schools chose the message by Elena Perikleous, she's right there, and the illustration by Sandra Eleftheriou that could not be with us today. Each of them worked independently, inspired by the Cyprus IBBY's motto, plant stories and the world will bloom. Elena Perikleous, Commissioner for Children's Rights of the Republic of Cyprus and a beloved author, has published 28 books for readers of all ages. Many of them received awards, but what truly defines her is her belief that every story is a seed, and that when we plant stories with love, the world really does bloom. Illustrator Sandra Eleftheriou, trained in graphic arts, has received the Cyprus State Award for illustration 6 times, represented Cyprus on the IBBY honor list, and was a candidate for the Hans Christian Andersen Award. She is a writer as well, and in 2021, she fulfilled her dream of illustrating her own stories. With the support of the Cyprus Ministry of Education and the Deputy Ministry of Culture, we send this year's message and poster to every school in Cyprus, but also around the world, together with the manual for young gardeners based on the 2026 ICBD theme. It includes the message, information about the day, biographies of creators, activities for all ages, and a competition. It has been translated into English and Italian, and it is available on IBBY's website and also Cyprus IBBY2. We already held many activities, presentations in libraries and schools, a press conference, and our main celebration on the 2nd of April in Paphos, Cyprus, bursting with families, children, and the joy that only books can sparkle. We have been planting stories, and we feel that the world is starting to bloom a little bit. As Elena writes in her message, we warmly invite you to our Garden of Hope. If you would like to learn more about our work, meet the author of this year's message, or explore the ICBD, how the ICBD can inspire activities throughout the year, please come to our round table tomorrow at 5:30 in the afternoon at the Next Chapter Cafe. At the end of the discussion, we will present the Italian IBBY section with a unique gift, a sculpture created pro bono by artist Androniki Lasithiotakis, which will remain here in Bologna as a symbol of this historic for us year and the friendship between the sections. The sculpture is on display at the Cyprus Publicators Association stand at Hall 30, D44, where you can discover more about the Cyprus book production and you can take your selfies. On the 2nd of April, our inboxes and social media were filled with messages from around the world. Feeds turned green with images of seeds falling and the child reading under the tree. Everywhere, children, authors, illustrators, translators, librarians, publishers, and teachers celebrated with imagination and love. Together, we planted stories, and we must keep planting them. Stories of hope, peace, empathy, and joy. Sandra Eleftheriou, our illustrator, could not be with us today, but before I leave, it is with my great pleasure to invite Elena Perikleous, the author of this year's message, to present the message and poster in dialogue with Mrs. Basarat Kazim, the president of IBBY. The background music you will hear is the instrumental version of the piece composed pro bono by the Cypriot famous musician Yorgos Hadzipkeris, inspired by this year's International Children's Book Day text and image. Thank you. Elena, Basarat.
You can read it from here.
All right, so I'll just bring my glass. First you read in,
Yes.
yeah, first you read in Greek.
We didn't rehearse, so don't worry. Whatever okay, thank
Yes,
you.
we did.
Yes, of course. We tried to meet online, but we never managed. Actually, it's brilliant. It's brilliant that we share this moment, and thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for including me. You begin it.
Okay. Μια φορά και έναν καιρό γεννήθηκε ένα παιδί το οποίο ήθελε να ζήσει καλύτερα από τους ήρωες των παραμυθιών που ζούσανε απλώς καλά. Μεγάλωνε και άλλαζε. Διάβαζε και μεταμορφωνόταν. Γινόταν Δον Κιχώτης και πολεμούσε τους ανεμόμυλους. Γινόταν Αλίκη και ζωντάνευε τα θαύματα. Γινόταν Ρομπέν και έσωζε τα δάση. Γινόταν Λύκος και έφτιαχνε αγέλες που τραγουδούσαν στο φεγγάρι.
Plant stories and the world will bloom. Once upon a time, a child was born, longing to live better than the heroes of fairy tales, who only lived happily ever after. The child grew and changed, read and became Don Quixote battling windmills, Alice bringing wonder to life, Robin Hood saving the forests, a wolf gathering moon-singing packs.
Περνούσαν τα χρόνια, μα ο κόσμος δεν άλλαζε όπως ποθούσε. Κατάφερε όμως να φτιάξει έναν δικό του κόσμο, σε μια αυλή με κήπο. Έβαλε μέσα ό,τι αγαπούσε. Πέρασαν και άλλα χρόνια και αφού γινόταν ολοένα και σοφότερος με τα διαβάσματά του, βρήκε τη λύση.
Years passed, but the world remained untouched by the change once dreamed of. Yet, the child managed to put together a brand new world within a garden courtyard filled with everything dear to the heart. More years passed, and as books whispered wisdom into the soul, the child knew what had to be done.
Ήρθε φθινόπωρο. Όργωσε καλά τη γη και φύτεψε. Χειμώνιασε. Περίμενε να λιώσει το λευκό χαλί. Βιβλιοπαρέα είχε εκλεκτεί και έκανε υπομονή. Την άνοιξη πετάχτηκαν τα πρώτα φιλαράκια. Μεγάλωσαν κορμί, κλαδιά, ξεπρόβαλαν μπουμπούκια. Γέμισε η ψυχή με χρώματα και αρώματα. Το καλοκαίρι, βάρκες, ιστιοφόρα, αερόστατα, ποδήλατα, ταξίδευε παντού. Ήξερε πια με βεβαιότητα πως μόνο έτσι θα τον άλλαζε τον κόσμο. Έγινε φυτευτής. Φυτευτής ιστοριών μαγικών.
When autumn came, the earth was filled and seeds were planted. Winter arrived. The child waited patiently for the white sheath to melt, nurtured by the company of budding books. Then it was spring. Tender leaves shot out from the stems, trunks thickened, branches stretched, buds sprouted. The child's soul blossomed, filled with colors and scents. And summer? It was the time of boats, sailboats, hot air balloons, bicycles, the time of traveling far and wide. Now the child knew, without a doubt, this was the way to change the world by becoming a planter.
Έσπερνε ιστορίες, λείπαινε εικόνες, κάλυζε μαγεία, πότιζε φαντασία και φύτρωναν ιστορίες. Μετά κλάδευε αγάπη και χάριζε μπουκέτα στους περαστικούς. Μπουκέτα ειρήνης, ελπίδας, δύναμης, πίστη στο αδύνατο. Μπουκέτα μικρών θαυμάτων για τον καθένα. Κάθε άνοιξη στις 2 του Απρίλη, οι ιστορίες που φύτευε άνθιζαν τον κόσμο. Α, και με τα εργαστήρια κυπουρικής μοιραζόταν τη γνώση του φυτέματος με μεγάλους και μικρούς.
A planter of magical stories, sowing words, cultivating images, harvesting wonder, watering imagination. And so, stories began to grow and spread. Then, the child pruned with love, gifting bouquets to passers-by, bouquets of peace, hope, strength, and faith in the impossible. Bouquets of small miracles for each and every one. Every spring, on the 2nd of April, the stories the child had sown set the world ablaze with bloom. Oh, and through the gardening workshops, reaping wisdom was passed on to young and old alike.
Και έγινε ο κήπος του, ο κήπος της ελπίδας και η αυλή του, η αυλή των θαυμάτων, με τον θαυματοποιό πάντα εκεί, να ξετυλίγει κόκκινες κλωστές ιστοριών.
And the child's garden became the garden of hope, the courtyard of wonders, as the magician always held his ground, unspooling red threads of storytelling into the breeze. Thank you.
Thank you.
that was without rehearsal. Thank you very much. Looking towards the rest of the year, we will be working on 2 important announcements, but we cannot wait to share a few hints with you now. Starting with the 2026 honor list, which is underway and will be formally presented at our Congress in Ottawa. We have reached a record number of 192 titles from 59 countries. And here is an exclusive preview of the work in progress of our future catalog cover, a wonderful collage designed by our longtime design partner BOM in Basel, Switzerland. We're also working hard on the upcoming release of the IBBY UNESCO collection of remarkable books for young readers in indigenous and endangered languages. The International Selection Committee of this new project was composed of 15 specialists in children's books and linguistics together, and is finalizing their evaluation work at this very moment. Around 180 titles are being selected among the 450 nominations received in over more than 280 different languages. Both the honor list and the IBBY UNESCO collection will be among the official exhibition presented at our Congress. And here we are with the 40th IBBY World Congress in Ottawa. I join our moose, the emblematic animal has been our companion to promote the event, and I invite IBBY Canada President Paddy McIntosh for a presentation of our next event. Thank you.
Is Alessandra doing the slides? Alessandra's doing the slides? Okay. Okay. Tansi, bonjour, hello. On behalf of IBBY Canada and the entire Canadian children's book community, we're thrilled and honored to be hosting the 40th IBBY World Congress under the theme of listening to each other's voices. Last year in Trieste, we invited the global community to join us with the launch of a video featuring voices of the Canadian children's book community, and I'm pleased to share that video with you now.
In 2026, IBBY Canada will welcome the world of children's books to Ottawa, our nation's capital.
What will you discover when you arrive in Canada for the 40th IBBY Congress?
The world.
The world.
Le monde.
More than 80 nations are represented in IBBY's national sections.
And you'll find them all here in Canada.
In our food.
Nos langues.
Our traditions.
Our people.
And our books.
In our books.
Our books.
Nos livres.
Nos livres. We welcome you to Anishinaabe Aki, the unceded and unsurrendered territory of the Algonquin Nation, for 4 invigorating days of connection, culture, and celebration.
Through our Congress theme of listening to each other's voices, Wachotweb, relationship.
Listening to each other's voices.
Écoutez la voix de l'autre.
We seek to uphold and uplift the values and voices of our host nation.
And support IBBY's mission to promote cultural understanding and peace.
We hope you'll be among the 400 IBBY members and friends from around the globe who will attend Congress in 2026.
Take part in 40 parallel sessions, poster sessions, and workshops.
Enjoy 7 exhibitions of beautiful books for young readers.
And be inspired by 6 incredible keynote speakers.
We'll celebrate the Hans Christian Andersen Award winners,
the IBBY Honor List,
and the winners of IBBY's Reading Promotional Awards.
And we'll cap things off with a rollicking children's book parade and a picnic that's open to the public and free for all.
While you're here, take a tour of children's lit sites in Montreal and Toronto.
Visit Lucy Maud Montgomery's former home in Ontario.
Or trek out to Prince Edward Island for the full Anne of Green Gables experience.
And see Canadians in their natural habitat.
Make connections
and lasting memories.
Join us in Ottawa for the 40th IBBY World Congress.
Join us in Ottawa, for the 40th IBBY World Congress.
Rejoignez-nous à Ottawa
pour le 40e Congrès mondial d'IBBY.
From August 6th to 9th, 2026.
We cannot wait to welcome you in Canada.
We can't wait to welcome you to Canada.
We can't wait to welcome you to Canada.
So I'll just add that since that video was created, the program itself has grown, and we are now at 85% sold out in registrations. So I'd really encourage those that would like to attend to book early. We would love to see you in Canada. And our program will be live next month on our website. And I would just reinforce that everything you hear today will be in Ottawa, and we can't wait to see you.
Allez. Thank you. So as you know, our World Congresses are biennial events. A few years ago on this stage, we announced Barcelona as the host of the 2028 IBBY World Congress. Save the date. It will take place from the 29th of September to the October 1st. The choice of a host for such an important event is made with great care by our executive committee, among the bids received from our sections around the world. Organizing a Congress is a great collective adventure for the organizing section and an incredible opportunity to learn and grow. The moment has come to unveil the host of the 2030 IBBY World Congress, which will take place in Sharjah, under the auspices of IBBY United Arab Emirates. It will be the 43rd World Congress and the very first one organized in the Middle East. Congratulations to our colleagues at UAE-BBY and all the best wishes on their path to this new experience. But before all this, our colleagues from the Asia Pacific Network will be thrilled to hear more about their next regional meetup, scheduled for the summer of 2027 in Itabashi, Tokyo. And I'd like to invite Kyoko Matsuoka, member of JBBY, to join me on stage and tell me what they are preparing for you.
Hello, dear friends. My name is Kyoko Matsuoka. I'm the director of the Itabashi Art Museum and member of JBBY, Japanese section of IBBY. Well, everyone, we've kept you waiting for a long time. The IBBY Asia Pacific Regional Conference will be held in Itabashi, Tokyo in July 2027. Thank you. With the theme of connecting the world through books, we will be hosting a variety of events, including lectures, symposiums, workshops, and exhibitions on Saturday, July 10 and Sunday, July 11. The venue is Itabashi, while Tokyo's central area comprises 23 cities. Itabashi is a residential city located in the northwest with population of around 580,000. Itabashi is located along a major highway, so the town welcomed many travelers during the Edo period in the early 17th century. It is now known as a lively city that blends nature with convenience of a residential area. It is easily accessible to visitors from overseas with good transportation links from Narita and Haneda international airports. In recent years, Itabashi has focused on cultural initiatives as the Picture Book City and is working towards joining the UNESCO Creative Cities Network. Center of these efforts in the Itabashi Art Museum, which has hosted Bologna Illustrators exhibition for 45 years and is dedicated to nurturing picture book creators. There is also a beautiful central library, which displays all the picture books donated by the Bologna Children's Book Fair from around the world on open shelves. The main industries in Itabashi are printing and bookbinding. Among these businesses are unique factories that specialize in producing picture books with unusual page sizes. The main venue for this event is the Itabashi City Cultural Hall, located in the heart of Itabashi's shopping district. It is surrounded by small shops and restaurants. The illustration for the main visual is by Taro Miura. Taro is an active picture book author in both Japan and international scene. We are currently working on the visual design, labor in course, under construction. Please stay tuned. In addition to enjoying the conference itself, you will have the opportunity to experience Japanese children's book culture. As well as the Bologna Illustrators exhibition, you can visit the Bratislava International Biennale, which is currently on display at the near Urawa Art Museum. Other attractions include picture book museums, libraries, and book hotels for those who want to sleep surrounded by books. There is also a theme park where you can experience the world of Studio Ghibli. Planning is current in progress. We will release more information at the IBBY Congress in Ottawa, Canada in August. Please look forward to it. The Itabashi Conference is open to people from all over the world, not only those from Asia and the Pacific. Whether or not you are an IBBY member, if you are interested in children's books, please join us to exchange ideas. Japan has so much to offer. This conference is the perfect excuse for you to take a trip to visit Tokyo. We look forward to seeing you in Itabashi, the picture book city, in 2027. Thank you very much.
This has made me hungry. Thank you very much, Kyoko. Okay, we are now entering the suspenseful part of this conference with the announcement of the winners of the 2026 IBBY Asahi Reading Promotion Award and the IBBY Read Outstanding Reading Promoter Award. And to proceed, I would like to invite Elisabetta Lipolis and Jane O'Hanlon, co-chairs of the jury, to reveal the outcomes of their deliberation. Let's wait.
Good afternoon, everybody. We are so delighted to be here and to be part of the panel that adjudicated these amazing awards. I'm going to start with a quotation from an Irish poet, following on from what our president, Basserat, said. Though we live in a world that dreams of ending, that always seems about to give in, something that will not acknowledge conclusion insists that we forever begin. So, along with writers, and illustrators. With these biannual awards, IBBY wishes to recognise the importance of circulating and promoting reading through works and expertise, and the commitment of reading promoters worldwide, and all of those who support projects that allow that. IBBY is committed to this as a witnessing of the multi-professional community that is part of it and is what makes IBBY special.
IBBY appoints a jury from its EC members, and the current jury was appointed in Trieste after 2024 World Congress. And as you can see, it's representative of different countries of origin who are all involved in reading promotion in their different capacities, witnessing to the rich and unique network of sections worldwide. As co-chairs, we want to acknowledge the collective work put in by our colleagues, to which we are giving voice also today, just in representation of the whole jury group, who has worked so hard on the evaluation of the proposals. So 2 of them are here. Please stand. Haralambos and Hazel. And we wish also to acknowledge Luis and Toby, who are not here with us today. It has been a very enriching exercise and a joy and privilege, and working closely with such professionals and committed colleagues. Well, our final meeting in Seoul was held in August 2025. So now, Jane.
It has been an amazing experience, an astounding, wonderful experience to see the work that is happening in so many places by such astounding people and organisations. I would like you to just give one big round of applause to all the work that is being done, to all of you. And so, the IBBY Asahi Reading Promotion Award is given biannually to one non-profit making group or institution whose outstanding activities are judged to be making a lasting and concrete contribution to book promotion programs for children and young people. The award consists of a diploma and a sum of $10,000 US, which are given to the winner to encourage its activities in the future, and has been generously supported by the Asahi Shimbun since 1986 to commemorate the 20th IBBY Congress in Tokyo. Before we announce the winner, we would like you to join us in acknowledging and celebrating and congratulating all the wonderful projects. So we want to introduce them very briefly to you. From Argentina, Poesia in la Escuela, Poetry at School, Buenos Aires, and nationwide, nominated by IBBY Argentina. From Canada, Forest of Reading, nominated by IBBY Canada. From Colombia, the Latin American Network of Mediators. How wonderful, a network, nominated by IBBY Colombia. Excuse me, could you just move just slightly that way? Sure. Thank you, yeah. From France, Agence Con les Livres Lyon, nominated, of course, by IBBY France. From Iran, Children's Cultural Development Center, working across 12 provinces and nominated by IBBY Iran. From the Philippines, Links, the Hooked on Books program, nominated by IBBY Philippines. From Portugal, Nueva Vitoria, Lisbon and nationwide, and nominated by IBBY Portugal. From Slovenia, Društvo, I don't think I'm going to try.
Društvo Bralna Značka, Slovenia.
Thank you. Slovenian Reading Badge Society, nationwide. From Uzbekistan, Time of Heroes, Children's Eco Movement, nationwide, nominated by IBBY Uzbekistan. Wonderful, fantastic projects. I wish we could tell you more. Please go to the website and find out more about them.
All of these projects, as Jane is saying, are doing amazing work in difficult circumstances with the support of volunteers, community networks, alongside a wide range of dedicated reading and literacy professionals, which includes artists, teachers, librarians, and cultural workers. And so, the winner is... Links, Hooked on Books program, nominated by IBBY Palestine. IBBY Philippines, sorry. As you can understand, we are quite committed these days. So. Deeply aligned with IBBY's missions, Links Philippines Hooked on Books program offers a unique model, integrating literacy with creativity, civic engagement, and financial literacy. By combining Filipino-authored storybooks with storytelling, theater, and value-based workshops, the program provides disadvantaged children with culturally relevant literature, transforming reading into a joyful, empowering experience that fosters empathy, imagination, and civic responsibility. Since its 2017 launch, Links has established 25 libraries, reaching over 21,600 children and training more than 1,000 educators and volunteers. Its inclusive approach serves entire communities, children, parents, teachers, and volunteers, exemplifying IBBY's values of human development through books. Supported by a diverse coalition of local governments, schools, donors, and nonprofits, the program employs a shared responsibility model that ensures cost effectiveness, community ownership, and long-term sustainability. Already replicated in various communities and embedded into public policy, Links offers a low-cost, high-impact framework adaptable to diverse settings, particularly where book access is limited. The jury believes this award will consolidate the project's expansion, reinforcing a collaborative approach essential for its future growth and lasting impact. Now, we are moving to the IBBY Read Outstanding Reading Promoter Award, which was established in 2018 to encourage individuals, organizations, and governments to invest in the promotion of children's reading, as well as stimulate education innovation, and thus giving much greater access to children's books and an enhanced profile for children's reading promotion. These are key tools in global social, economic, and cultural development, all in the context of Article 17C of the Convention on the Rights of the Child.
With the generous support of the Shenzhen Irene Foundation, each winner receives a trophy, 200,000 RMB to encourage their activities in the future, and in addition, 150,000 RMB are given to a non-profit children's reading promotion project of the winner's choice. According to the award evaluation criteria, the jury looked for individuals who have demonstrated a commitment to exploration, innovation, and cultivating a love of reading and competency in children, and particularly, I would say, the love and the joy of reading.
Again, before we introduce the amazing nominated individuals and announce the winners, we would like you to join us in acknowledging, celebrating, and congratulating everyone nominated for the 2026 IBBY Reading Promoter Awards. This is truly astonishing work, being done by committed, brave, and insightful individuals. Veronica Parodi from Argentina. Li Nianzhu from Beijing. Despina Heracleus from Nicosia. Kirsten Boy from Hamburg, Germany. Namita Jacob from Tamil Nadu, India. Murthy Bunanda from Jakarta, Indonesia. Ali Asghar Saidabadani from Tehran, Iran. Maria Consuelo Doble Baggio from Philippines, from Baguio of the Philippines. Mauricio Correa Leite from Lisbon, Portugal. Slavko Pregel from Ljubljana, Slovenia. Zulfia Setni Yazova from Uzbekistan.
You can imagine, look at these people and read what's written, what we've written. You can imagine how difficult it was to make this choice. We would love to give everybody a prize because everybody deserves it. The work is astounding, it's uplifting, it's inspiring, it is what we need in the world right now. It is countering all of the negativity. It is so, this is why IBBY is so important. This is why this event is so important. So, without further ado, and with a drum roll, da-da-da-da, we are delighted to announce that this year's winners of the IBBY iRead Awards are Kirsten Boy, nominated by IBBY Germany, and Namita Jacob, nominated by IBBY India. It's very hard, but the work is astounding. Kirsten Boy is a tireless advocate for children's right to read, merging her renown as an author with decades of sustainable reading promotion. Her interdisciplinary approach redefines literature as a vehicle for social awareness, combining storytelling, education, and activism to foster inclusion and diversity. By establishing foundations and long-term partnerships, she has created resilient structures that influence public reading policy and perception, crucially perception. Bowie champions equal access to education as a path to self-realization, mobilizing vast networks in Germany and internationally, notably in Eswatini. Her strength lies in contextual adaptability, employing technology where it's possible and inventive alternatives where resources are more scarce, ensuring that our models are both impactful and replicable. Generous in sharing her methods, Bowie inspires generations of teachers and readers, and me. Her undisputed standing and ability to mobilize institutions guarantee that her legacy of cultural advocacy will endure, securing a future where reading serves as a tool for social transformation and for joy.
Namita Jacob, with over 35 years of experience, she's a leading expert in disability inclusion, focusing on the visual needs of children who are blind, deaf, or deafblind. Through the Chetana Trust, she has developed sustainable, evidence-based solutions like the Accessible Reading Materials Library, which promotes inclusive content created by the community. Namita's philosophy centers on investing in people rather than capital, believing that human potential is the greatest resource for sustainability. By training young tactile book creators and fostering a powerful network of volunteers, she has built an ecosystem where initiatives thrive independently of any single leader. Her work extends from local communities to international platforms in Scotland and Singapore, transforming literacy ecosystems through cross-sectoral alliances. The jury recognizes Namita Jacob's exceptional ability to build robust systems and collaborative networks, ensuring her impact on accessible education will continue to grow through the dedicated collaborators she has empowered.
It has been such a great experience for us to be part of acknowledging and honouring the work that is going on all around the world in so many places and in so many circumstances. IBBY is a great community, strongly committed to make the world a better place. It's a dream, and we must make the dream reality. Dreams make ideas reality. So we're strongly committed to this, starting from the children, as Bassarat said, through the power of books. You could see what books and reading can do. Become part of it. IBBY needs all of us.
The award ceremony will be held, as usual, as you heard, during the next IBBY World Congress. We also, therefore, invite you to join our wonderful IBBY community in Ottawa in August, and we really want to see you all there.
Thank you, Jane. Thank you, Elisabetta. Okay, I guess that here we are, the moment you've all been waiting for. The announcement of the laureate of IBBY's most recognized program, celebrating 70 years of history this year. I'm thrilled to invite Mrs. Shirin Kreidiye, President of the 2026 Hans Christian Andersen Award, on stage to announce the winners.
When you're taller, you have to fix the microphone. Ladies and gentlemen, it's a pleasure to be here with you. Dear friends, IBBY colleagues, and children's literature community from around the world. It's an honor to be here with you as the president of the Hans Christian Andersen Award. And we will start with a video from our sponsor, the Nami Island. Again, we're thankful for you.
For me, the specific charm of a picture book has to do with the ability to make us think about ourselves. Because I think it's not possible to understand the world if we don't think about who we are.
It's something that they will insist on reading like 500 times till you're tired of it, but they might want it again and again, and that's because something speaks to people about it.
What I like specifically about NAMI Concours is that there is a positive sense for maybe you don't have the perfect circumstances to create what you do. NAMI gives these people the possibility to do it. And so it's connecting with people in many directions. NAMI is basically the center of connect with other artists and can help artists to connect with other artists again. So it's basically a very magnificent network of connections where everybody has the same goal, thinking about how we can be hopeful for the future.
The fact that you don't have to be published gives kind of an equal platform to many younger people who are kind of looking for this kind of thing. And I think located where it is, takes place in Korea, and so you have a lot of diverse people applying. I'm not saying that other illustration competitions there are not people from all around the world, but there are some things here which kind of encourage, I think, young people to try sending in something.
NAMI Concours is open to everyone from all over the world, and it will make picture book world much better. Beyond borders, this variety of viewpoints, I enjoyed it a lot.
Many illustrators, many publishers, many people in the book industry, even people with an academic interest in the field are aware of NAMI Concours. It could in actual fact make a career happen or start in some cases. And very often I've experienced that we had winners that were quite young and are starting their career and have this talent, might have gone unnoticed in other circumstances, but yet here is an opportunity to be seen and to become noticeable.
want to go in a sort of conflict. I think every interesting thing that you learn in your life is created by friction, not because it's comfortable, basically because you get a threshold and then you get over it, and that makes you richer, and that's basically why you do this. It's not to find people who all have the same opinion. Basically, I search for different opinions. But that's what I learned from this process.
Maybe it's
really.
like the glue that
The
sticks
glue,
everything
yeah, exactly.
together. And that allows the other points of view to survive and to
not
be
such the
considered.
comfort, but
Yeah.
a little bit the discomfort, and I think it's very important. The main aspect of here is that you really have the whole world on one table, on long tables.
So visiting NAMI was one of my dreams, and it came true this summer. And I really encourage you to go there. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful island. Any time in the year is a different experience. So please go and visit it. So the Hans Christian Andersen. The Hans Christian Andersen is the highest recognition for an author and an illustrator for their lifelong work in children's literature. And it's given every 2 years by the International Board of Books for Young People, for the authors, and one author and one illustration for their lifelong work and their lasting influence in children's literature, and how they enrich the children's literature culture, and they have a lasting impact on generations. So this year we got 78 candidates from 44 countries in the world, reflecting the richness of the candidates that we've got. Before announcing the winners, I would like to thank our jury members. The jury this time, it was great to be with them. It was a real pleasure. It was a privilege to work with a highly professional group of people. Our discussions were so enriching, and they really reflect their expertise and knowledge in children's literature. We were hosted in the International Youth Library in Munich, so imagine we were in a nice castle doing all the discussions. And the discussions showed a lot of depth and knowledge from the part of the jury. So please, jury members, if you're there, can you stand up so we can really recognize you? So we have Feng Chia-tan from China, Mari Mursib from Estonia, Georgia Greeley from Italy, Brenda Dales from the United States of America, Holly Tonks from the UK, Morgan Vasta from France, Margaret Ann Suggs from Ireland, and Diana Kovac from Argentina, and Shailaja Menon from India. I would also like to thank Carolina for her assistance and support, and Alessandra too. Thank you. And we would like to thank the International Youth Library for hosting us and giving us a beautiful experience. Thank you. Before presenting the shortlist and the winners, I have to say that we have the jury recommended list of titles. This list features a selection of outstanding books from around the world that have been recognized by the jury for their quality, creativity, and contribution to children's literature. So it's a variety of books from different parts of the world. Please check them in our stand. And this is the selection. So now, the shortlist. So the shortlist for the authors of the Hans Christian Andersen for 2026, we have Maria José Fernanda from Chile, Timothy Ahmad Arkabur from Iran, If any of the nominees, shortlisters are here, please stand up so we can recognize you. So Ahmed from Iran, Timothy from France, Maria José Fernanda from Chile, Lee Gung-yi from Korea, Pam Ryan from the United States, Michael Rossen from the UK. And the shortlisted illustrators for 2026 are Beatrice Almania from Italy, Linda from Finland, Chao Gao from China, Gondega Musicanti from Latvia, Walid Taher from Egypt, and Maya Warnick from Argentina. So we had to choose one of each, but all the finalists, shortlists have amazing work, and their work is of great value. So, without being late, the 2026 Hans Christian Andersen Award for Writing is awarded to Michael Rossen from the UK. He's not here with us, he couldn't come, but congratulations, UK. So Michael's body of work demonstrates an extraordinary ability to speak to children with honesty, humor, intelligence, and respect. His writing reflects the rhythms of children's language and thoughts, combining playfulness with emotional depth and social awareness. Across poetry, novels, and nonfiction, his work invites children into literature, encourages empathy, and opens spaces for discussion about history, family, loss, identity, and society. His work shows that literature for children can be playful and profound at the same time. Through his extensive and influential body of work, Michael Rossen has made a lasting and significant contribution to children's literature internationally. And now, the 2026 Hans Christian Andersen Award for Illustrations goes to Chao Gao from China. So Chao Gao's work demonstrates outstanding artistic quality and unique visual language that expands the possibility of illustrations for children. Her illustrations combine technical mystery with creativity, sensitivity, and innovation. Her work moves between tradition and modernity, creating images that are visually striking, emotionally resonant, and meaningful for young readers. Through her use of colors, composition, and visual storytelling, she creates books that invite children to explore, imagine, and interpret the world visually. Her body of work represents significant and lasting contribution to the art of children's books. So on behalf of the jury, I warmly congratulate Michael Rossen and Chao Gao, as well as all the shortlisted candidates and nominees for their representative work and richness in the diversity of literature. So again, children's literature remain one of the most powerful ways to build imagination, empathy, and understanding and hope. So books help children make sense of the world and their place in it. And the creators we honor today play a fundamental role in shaping the readers' lives of the generations of children. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for your attendance. Before we all part ways, we would like to invite you to our traditional apéro. It's a get-together with a few drinks and nibbles from all around the world brought from our community. It's in Hall 29B44, and we will start at 5:15. So we're waiting for you there to celebrate our winners, celebrate our work, and celebrate children's books. Thank you very much, and see you next year.